What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. How everybody doing? I hope everybody's been doing well. You know what time it is. It's time for another exciting episode of Unplugged. Before we start the show, do me a favor, YouTube Unplugged Podcast at Pico Black 74. Hit that sub button. Speaking of sub, I also hit the follow button as well. And you can follow me on TikTok at Pico City, and you can follow me on Instagram at Pico Black 74. Before we start the show, I just want to let everybody know that thank you guys for continuing to watch the show. Thank you guys for supporting my show. I still see my shows on a lot of people. I still see my content on a lot of people's pages and pages rather. Thank you guys in advance. It means a lot to me. It's been a while. I haven't done a show in maybe in a month and a month and a week or something like that. I don't know, but it's been a while, but I'm back. So thank you guys once again. And, let's just dive right into it. So tonight is not a video night. It's not a video. I had this conversation with somebody earlier. Well, yesterday, actually. I would say earlier. I would say earlier today, but it was yesterday about, you know, can men lead if they're financial, if they don't have financial, can men lead if they don't have any money? So it's pretty much some things that I just wrote down. They say if a man don't have a job, is he still the head of his woman? Well, people don't like to say no, head of his woman. Well, head of his woman or of the household, period. So where do we get this thing from? First of all, well, this isn't nothing. This isn't anything new. Should I say that? Because somebody somewhere down the line got the script twisted, and you have a lot of people that agree with the way things are today, and you have a lot of people that agree with that what things were yesteryears or yesterday, whatever you want to call it. Can a man be able to lead his wife if he's don't have a lot of money, or if he just don't have a job at all, and you guys decide to get married? Let's just say you guys get married, and let's just say he have a job, or he loses his job, or he take a pay cut. Do you give this man time to get back on his feet and say, hey, you're not working fast enough, or you're not even looking, I'm out of here? Or do you stay and you work that out with that man? Do you give him a grace period, or if he don't reach the grace period, is it time to walk out? Let's drink water. It's cold too. Do you walk out? Do you leave? Do you say skedaddle? Vamos, I'm gone. Well, if you say yeah, you have your reasons. If you say no, you have your reasons as well. But if you have your reason and I have my reason, there's truth in the reason that either I'm telling the truth or you're telling the truth. That's why I don't like to hear the phrase when people say, well, you're just telling your truth, because my truth can be flawed, just like your truth can also be flawed. So if your truth is flawed and my truth is flawed, that means we're both telling the story according to how we feel about the situation. And we can't go off on how you feel, or we can't go off of how I feel. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Ty? They told me you came down to the job. I wasn't there, but I can't wait till you get back, because you're my homegirl, man. And you have such a beautiful child. That's the most handsomest guy I've seen in a while. He almost looks better than me. No, I'm just messing with you, Ty. No, you have a, that's a cute little guy. I want to just pinch his cheeks. But like I was saying about my truth and your truth, there's no such thing as my truth, because I can falsify my truth just like you can falsify your truth. The only truth is the truth. So like I was saying, some people can say, well, you know, put this down some people can say, a man can do that. And some people will say, well, a man can't do that. A man can't lead without provision or a wallet or something like that. I hear a lot of people on talk. I don't want to keep saying talk shows. I hear a lot of people that say this on podcasts, not talk shows, because talk shows are pretty much irrelevant now. Well, I won't say relevant. They're pretty much done. You don't have the talk shows like that anymore. True, you still have talk shows, but it's not many more. People is pretty much pushing the envelope to like podcasts and stuff. Excuse me. So I hear a lot of podcasts and a lot of men and women together. A lot of them say this is pretty much the same thing. Well, how you expect to lead and, you broke or you don't have any money in this. How you going to provide, protect and provide for this woman? True. Maybe, maybe not. And then you have some men that say, or some women that say, hey, you got to do right by this guy. You got to follow this guy's judgment. You have to follow this man because he's head of the household. Some people will go that way. I'm not here to pick a fight with anybody. That's just not going to happen. I'm here to do one thing. I'm not telling my truth. I'm not telling nobody's truth. I'm not telling truth that I heard on the podcast. I'm just telling you the truth. And the winner is, yes, you can. Yes, a man can lead a woman without having a job because it was never about the money. Thank you. Not much things as someone's truth. No such thing as someone's truth. Either it's true or it isn't. Cause I've been saying this for so long. And usually when I talk to sisters, this isn't a shot at sisters, but I've got to call a spade a spade. They would say, well, that's your truth. Or, well, that's his truth or that's my truth. There's no such thing as my truth or your truth. It's just the truth. You can't put it the way you want it. Like if I told a story and I left some stuff out, they'll say, well, you know what? That's your truth. But when it comes down to the end and you figure out what's going on, I'm trying to rotate this. There we go. And you find out what's going on. Well, it's pretty much the truth because people leave things out. So let's go back to what I was saying. And thanks for that. Thanks for saying that, cuz. Appreciate that, man. Much love. Much love. So that's why pretty much the world is in the shape it's in because people live their lives off what's going on today. And pretty much what's going on today is what? Podcast. People judge their relationships or judge the men or judge the women off of what somebody else say. You can't tell me what to do in my relationship. Now, especially if your relationship is good or your relationship is bad, you still can't contradict what I'm going to do. You can't sit and tell me, well, a real man should do this because you're not in my shoes. Just like I can't say, well, a real man can do this or a real woman. I'm not eligible to say that. Only thing I can do is give my advice. Now, if the advice hurt, it hurt. If it don't hurt, it don't hurt. Now, there's truth to both sides. So, men can lead without a bankroll or without money in his pocket. He can lead because men were born to lead. And I'm not one of those type of guys that say, well, all men aren't leaders. All men are born leaders and all men have the capability or the capacity to lead if they were taught by the right way. But a woman cannot teach a man how to lead. I don't care how smart she is. I don't care how many degrees she got. I don't care how many PhDs she got. She can't teach a man to lead because that is not in the gene of a woman to teach a man to lead. A man can teach another man to lead. And I know this might ruffle some feathers, but hey, let's just be honest about it. We're all adults here. So yes, that man can lead you without money, with money, because let's just look at this for an example. Some women will say a man can't lead me unless he shows that he's worthy. Well, what did you show him? Did you show him you were worthy? That's why it's never good to say, I only do, if you're dating a guy, that's why it's never good to say, well, you know what? I'm not going to give you the wifey material. If you're not going to give him the wife material, what good are you if you marry him? You're already showing him what you're going to bring to the table as a wife. Simple as that. It's real simple. No, I ain't doing that. No, I ain't doing this. So boyfriend and girlfriend is just practice for the thing that's going to happen in the future. That's all it is. So if you're an idiot before you get married, you're going to be an idiot when you get married. And that goes for both sides. It goes for men and women. But I'm not talking about the leadership part. So the world can say what it want to say. Do not let these podcasts ruin your life because it sounds good. Or a woman could get up there and talk bad about a man, or a man get up there and talk bad about a woman. And if you notice when when those shows occur like that, what happens? Those people just as lonely as you are. Because God gave an order to everything. And if you don't go by the order of the Lord, it's not going to work. I don't care if your woman I forgot the sister name. She's a star. I think she was on the top. I can't remember her name. She was on Shannon Sharp's show. I can't remember her name for the life of me. And she was like, well, you know what? I'm going to ruffle a few feathers because most women are not going to hear this. She was like, in this relationship, I'm the breadwinner. Of course, she's a movie star. She's had a show. She's been on TV. She's been in movies and everything. She was like, I'm the breadwinner. She said, but my man runs the relationship. He's head of it. He don't make as much as she do. Now, I'm not saying the brother don't have a job. He probably got a pretty good job, but she's a millionaire. And she was like, hey, long story short, no matter how much I make, that man still rules over me. And of course, a lot of people don't want to hear that because they will say, well, girl, you making more than he is. First of all, who made it about money? So this is the problem. I'm going to pull it up. It's not a movie. It's not a video. We're going to go to the book, the good book, the Bible. And there's we're going to go to 1 Corinthians 11, 3rd verse. Now, it says, but I have you know, this is the Lord speaking. He's saying, I have you know, that meaning I'm going to tell you guys something. If y'all got it twisted, this is the order that I give. And when God if you believe in God or not, you don't have to believe in God. If you're a human being and you was part of his creation, you're going to believe in him anyway. So I'm not trying to hear, well, I'm an atheist. Need it may be, but believe me, at the end, you're going to seem like everybody else. So he said, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ. That means the head of every man is Jesus. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God. There are levels to these things. So if the head of every man is Christ, so that means you have to follow in Christ's footsteps. And he say, okay, the head of every woman is the man. That means the woman has to follow in the man's footsteps. And the head of Christ is God. That means Jesus has to follow in God's footsteps. Who changed the rules to that? If God didn't change it, you might want to go by what he say. That's why stuff don't work. It's real easy. It's common sense, but this is what happened when you let podcasts ruin your mind. I watch a lot of shows. Some are good, some are bad. Some of the shows the brothers do is good. Some of the shows the brothers do is dumb. Some of the shows the ladies do is good. Some of the shows the ladies do are dumb. They're all dumb. But then again, at the same time, some of them are good. Some give good advice, but the bad advice takes over the good advice because don't nobody want to hear the good advice. Women would not put him on this earth to be in charge. They never were. So they can argue all night long. They can say, well, a man's supposed to do this. How can a woman tell a man what he's supposed to do? That's not the order of things. It was never the order of things. Those women back in the biblical days, they listened to their husband. And let me give you a prime example of that you can lead without having money or without having a lot of money. There was this show that used to come on TV. This when I was a kid. It was on when I was a kid to a teenager. So I grew up. I'm 51 years old, and I'm probably, if you surf the stations or whatever you got, you still gonna find the show. It was called Little House on the Prairie. Now, we all grew up watching Little House on the Prairie. We might not have been fans of it, but I'm quite sure some of us probably seen an episode or two. That man lived in the crappiest house. They had no privacy. The parents slept downstairs. The kids would go upstairs and sleep. If that man can go out and work the field, and man, money back then wasn't like it is now. Money back then was crap. If that man can go out there and plow the field and do this, and his wife going to town and get the food and cook, she never disrespect that man. She never told that man, well, we can't just keep living off these beans, homie. We can't keep doing that. If you don't, I'm going to go down to I need one of those names. What's the name? Jacob's house, and I'm gonna get with him because Jacob owned this and that. That never happened. You know why it never happened? Because people back in those days, they had structure. I don't know why my radio keep cutting off, guys. They had structure. We don't have structure anymore. We don't have structure anymore. We just go by what we think is good. Remember, it was Adam that was first, then Eve. And not just me, when people talk like this, some people get offended, some women get offended, even some men get offended. Oh no, brother, it ain't like that. Those are days of old. Ain't that the same God that put life, that put breath in your lungs? He's the same God. So that means if he's the same God, you go by the same rules. Let me see. So if that man's the head of the household and that man can lead you, you take this man and you say, hey, I'm going to be your wife. That don't just mean I'm going to be your wife. That means you're giving that. Before a woman gets married, who's the head of her life? Her father. That's why when you marry, that's why the father walked the daughter down the aisle. It's not the other way around. He's giving his daughter away to another man that, hey, guess what? Now she belongs to you. The stuff I used to do to take care of us, stuff like this, you have to do it now. Just like the parents are over their children, the husband is over his wife. He has to provide for her. He has to protect her. That don't mean he has to be a millionaire or a billionaire. You know, back in the 50s and stuff like that, those people got married and the father worked in a factory, was making nothing. But they had each other. And when you have each other, that's when the Lord bless you. But when you don't have each other and you think you're tougher than he is, or I divorced him because he lost his job. Do you think that's an A on your report card? Do you think so? Women are ruined, but we still love them no matter what. And right there, what he just said, that's the honest God's truth. Because a woman can treat a man like dirt, and that man's still gonna love that woman. I'm not saying a man won't. I'm not, and it goes the other way around as well. Because when I was growing up, all you heard was, he did me like this, he did me like that, he did me like this. But have you ever really stopped and heard the other side? Nobody stopped to hear the other side, because when it comes to a man, nobody really cares. Oh, girl, he did it. He a dog. He did it. I watched this show, and this lady was like, and she just came on Action Theater. Like, you know, men and women cheat for two different things. Men cheat because they just dogs. Women cheat because they want to find happiness. They're both wrong. So you go out there and you spread your legs for another man that you think is going to give you happiness. When he's done with you, you're going to walk around, scratch your head like a monkey, and go right back to the guy that you thought you found somebody better than. Why do you think exes come back? It works for men and it works for women. Because somewhere down the line, somebody think, well, hey, I could do better than him. This guy ain't got this guy ain't got that. I'm just tired of this. And then when you go out there and you find out the grass is green on the side, what happens? Knock, knock, knock. Instead of just staying there and working out with the guy, you leave. And this is pretty much every man's story. So if it's pretty much every man's story, there's got to be some truth to this. All women aren't bad. I would never get up on this show and say all women are just this and that. But if men are bad, that means women are bad too. Most women, you can't save them. Because the only way you can save a woman is you got to get her to listen to you. But they're the first ones that say, what? I need you to take charge of this relationship. How can he take charge of the relationship and you're not even listening to him? So we all have a right to have opposites. But if that man is telling you something, the truth, like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't want you wearing this. I don't want you wearing that. Only thing you can say is, okay. You can't say, but I'm grown, or he's trying to control me, because now you're not disobeying the man. You're disobeying the man that gave that man the power. And that we all know who that man is. That's why they say a husband is like a covenant. You have to cover, not actually cover your wife with a sheet or something. You have to cover her. You have to protect her. No, you can't do this. Just simply no. Well, babe, can I, you know what? This or that or whatever. I'm not saying you have to be head honcho. Or if you open that door, I'm going to bust you in your face. No, it don't work like that. Marriage is about compromise. You have to obey the man. Prime example. One, you can't go against your guy. Your guy, your husband, you can't go against him. You can't put, if it's you and him, it's just you and him. I don't care how many friends she got. I don't care how many girlfriends she got. I don't care how many best friends she got. When y'all sign that paper, there's nobody above that guy. Remember a long time ago, I told you guys this. You don't get no higher than your husband. You don't. I don't care who it is. That's the man right there. In your life, that's the man. You don't get no higher than him. So you can run and tell your friends anything. All this stuff you do is getting marked in your report. That's pretty much why most women can't keep men, because women talk too much. A woman will tell you in a minute, oh yeah, I love the gossip. No, shut up, sit down, listen to what he's saying. If you got a man that's trying to lead you the right way, your best bet is not to fight him, but at least try to see where he's coming from. But you fight him on everything, and we call that what? A rebellious spirit, because you're thinking what you're doing is right, not knowing that you're messing up your home. And what happens when they say, quote unquote, a man mess up his home? Oh, he couldn't handle me. He tried to be controlling. What is it about that word controlling that women hate? I have no idea. They hate it because, one, they don't even understand what it means. Yo, girl, he's too. How come every man that gets married and they have problems and a wife file of divorce, all those 10,000 men is controlling? Have anybody ever stopped and say, wait a minute? If 500 women over there saying a man's controlling, and the 500 men over there saying, hey, that's not what happened, out of her or him, somebody's lying. No, because when you're married, you can't do what you want to do. Even when you're in a relationship, you can't do what you want to do. You still got to respect that man. So every time you don't listen to him, it's not him that you're getting mad at. It's the Lord, because the Lord put him over you. He put him in charge. So when you going around and say, oh, but a man can't do this, a man can't do that, because a woman is real quick to tell you, I like you, but I don't need you. The Lord said he's here. We are here to need each other. So how in God's green earth you going to go above what he say? How? To the life of me to this day, I don't understand that. Oh yeah, I love you, but I don't need you. So if you don't need him, leave him go. If you don't need him, that means you don't love him. Because when you love somebody, you need him. Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about you need him to pay a car note, or you need him to pay your rent or your mortgage and stuff like that. No, you're a grown woman. The first thing about being grown is you're on your own now. So you have to pay your own stuff. Oh, he didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. So I wrung him out and got a new man that's going to do everything. So when women pretty much go to those men that do anything for them, those men are punks, because they're going to let you do whatever you want to do. Oh, look at me. I can wear this. I got my breast out. What happened to the other guy? Oh, he was too controlling. He's controlling because he don't want you to dress like a slut. How dumb can you be? How dumb can you be? He's controlling because he's trying to protect you. He's controlling because he's trying to sit down and tell you the ways. Hey, we got to do this together. We're a team, so we're supposed to do things as a team. He's too controlling, or what's the other word they use? Insecure, because he's trying to tell you the right way to go about doing things. But those are the men that the women don't like. They want the man that's going to pretty much let them run wild. Oh, my girl can do this. Oh, I trust her. Well, I could dress like this. My man trusts me. Do he really? Because man know man, just like evil begets evil. Niggas don't even trust their own homeboys, because their homeboys are men just like they are. So why would you go against that? There was something else I had. Oh, yeah. Prime example, if you have money, you can well, according to most women, if a man got money, they're willing to submit and be, he can be head of the household. Prime example, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Look at all the money Will Smith got. Way more than what she's got. Now, he's a man with money and he still can control his household. Now, if you don't see that what Jada Pinkett did, and that's not whorish activity, I don't know what is. You go get your son's friend and you sleep with him. So that goes to show you, men with money, it don't matter if you got money or not. Two of my ex-girlfriends told me this a while ago. And I told you guys before. One said, a man will tell a bold-faced lie. And I said this before. A man will tell a bold-faced lie, but a woman will tell half the truth. That's true. And then the other one told me, once a woman decides in her mind what she wants to do, you can't stop her. But see, the thing is, they're giving each other, and I'm not talking about them two, I'm just using them two as an example, but women give each other, women give enough rope to hang their own selves. Because the only thing you're doing is putting your foot in your mouth. So you're kind of proving my point. You're proving my point. We are here for each other. So if you think that you can overperceive what the Lord has already ordained for men and women to be, you're a bigger fool than you think you are. But this is what happens when you want to stroke your ego. When you think you're better than somebody. You're no better than nobody. You're not. And you're not going to get as high as if you marry a man, you have to submit to him. Now, if you don't want to submit to a man and be obedient, guess what? Don't ask for a ring. Don't.
So what are you going to do now for us, Mr. King?
Yes, sir.
So the stuff that's going on now, God has nothing to do with it. And if you are a man, if you're a woman and a man asks to marry you and you say yes, you pretty much agree to everything the Lord told a wife to do for her husband. Everything. I believe that those type of relationships are not based on love. It's based on money. Yes. There's the biggest percentage in the world now is money. You marry him, he's got big bucks. Of course you're going to stay with him. Why not? He's got money. But as soon as that money run out, what do they say? Tick tock, homie. You got 6 months to find a job or I'm going to divorce you. God never said women be submissive to your husbands unless he runs the hard times. Then you got to go find another one. So who's playing themselves the fool? You're going to get out of that relationship. And then you're going to jump into another one and say, well, what this man didn't do, this one is. That man is going to be 10 times worse as the first one. Do we not know how this game go by now? So this one treats me like that. He treats you like a queen because you're going to overrule him. You're going to overrun him. What they call him? A simple yes man. And there's nothing wrong with helping a woman out. Believe me, I 100% agree with helping each other out. If that's your girl and she's low on rent or something and you have it in your heart to say, well, you know what, babe, I got it. But you can't expect the guy to come in and say, help, I'm finna pay your rent. What you need? I got it. That's what women are looking for now. They're looking for sugar daddies. They're not looking for somebody to love them because they're only going to love you for your money. And the first chance the man say, well, I can't do this. Guess what she going to do? She going to tell you better call Tyrone. You can't use the blooming phone. She's going to go on to the next one. Now, am I talking about all women? Of course not, because you have some women that's 100% guaranteed that's going to stick with that guy. Remember when I said a long time ago, if you marry a man and you guys have a nice life, he's a wealthy guy, you both of y'all work, he loses his job. That means you have to take over now. That's what the term help me is. You have to help him. You step in. And it shouldn't even be a problem. Well, I'm only going to do this for 6 months. Well, you need to get up and find a job. Suppose if he's looking for a job and he can't find a job. or just sweeten the deal a little bit for you. Suppose if that's soon going to be your testimony. Suppose if the Lord don't want him to find a job, just to, he already know what you're going to do, just to prove to you that what you said you was going to do, you didn't do it. Nobody knows. And so if you leave a good man, do you honestly think, and I'm talking to the women, if there are any women on, I see Aisha, I see Katrina, if anybody else, any other woman is on here, please feel free to answer this question. If you leave a good man that's there for you, I'm not going to say financially because everybody keeps saying, oh, he got to be financial. He got to be spirit. Y'all can't be on the same spirit bond because one, he's trying to do things right, but in two, you're fighting because he's trying to do things right because he's not doing it your way. So long story short, if you screw up on a good guy, even a half decent guy, do you really think if you mess that up, do you think you're going to go out and find somebody that's better than the one you did? Remember what I told you. And if you did, let me clear this up now. And if you do go out and find one, that's a very low percentage of that happen because exes are for a reason. Either you're going to leave them, find somebody else, you work it out and it goes good, or you're going to leave him, find somebody else, work it out, and he wasn't the guy you thought he was going to be, and you're going to go running right back to the ex because in the back of your mind, you're still thinking, you know what? Maybe my ex wasn't too bad. But you didn't give him a chance. I'm not saying men are perfect. Hell, believe me, men make a lot of freaking mistakes. What is up with this thing? It don't even, wait a minute. Let me see something here. Song's cutting off. My song's cutting off. Men make a lot of mistakes. All of us do. Things are going to happen. Let's just put it that way. Maybe that's it. I don't know. So things are going to happen, whether we like it or not. So a man don't have to be a millionaire. He don't have to have top-notch dollars for you to turn around and be submissive to. If you're submissive to a man that got top dollars and you only submissive to him because he's got money and he can help you out financially, you're a fool because you're not looking at the bigger picture. Remember, all of us, my father used to tell me this all the time, we got to get old. You're not going to be beautiful and drop dead gorgeous all the rest of your life because 20 turns to 30, 30 turns to 50, 50 turns to 60, 70. And I'm not saying you're going to be like butt ugly when you get old. But don't nobody want an old woman that's, you're going through these things, he's going through these things, he's got bad knees and you got to help him out the tub and he's just forgetful, you're forgetful, you going through the things that women go through. Who you think's going to sit and agree with all of that? Who? That's why I say it's for better or for worse. The sickness and health, to death do you part. Because God already knew. Y'all niggas ain't finna stay young forever. You gotta get old. You better be with somebody that's gonna be there for you. But we don't look at it like that. Man or woman, because this goes for both. You can't go and divorce a man just because you think he's cheating on you. You can't go and divorce a man because he had to find another job. You have to move to a lower income home. You can't divorce him because now you're doing what God told you not to do. So if the world is going by what God told them not to do, listen to this. I'm only going to say this once. If the world's going by what God told them not to do, how in the hell are you going to find happiness when you're going against the creator of what he said do? I'll wait. Thing is, you can't. You can't, you never will, so might as well just stop trying it. You can go out and boogie all night long. Hey, I'm dancing, I'm boogie. But you get old, you're going to get lonely. Everybody gets lonely. And woe to the ones that say, whoa, I'm lonely, I can deal with it. No, that mind is going to start thinking because it happens to us all. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. What'd you say, Katrina? That's not a relationship. That's a contract. Love is about connections to the heart, no matter how much he makes. It was never, and you're right, because it was never about money. See, the thing is this, and I've heard an older woman say this. She told me, I'm not making this up. She said the reason why relationships don't work, she said it goes both ways. She said, but it's pretty much the women. And she said the reason why women get divorced and they do this and that, she said, because women don't want to listen. How can a man be over you and you don't even listen to him? Think about it. How? You're fighting them on everything. Well, I think we should do this. No, I don't want to do this. Well, I think we should go this way, but man, forget this, blah, blah. My friends and all that. The hell with your friends. The hell with your friends. Your husband's your only friend, whether you believe it or not. He's the one got to put up with you. They don't, because friends leave anytime. I'm not saying when you're married or in a relationship, you're not going to get mad at each other. You're going to have to, what they call it? Take 5. You're going to have to walk away. But it's the love that keeps the person. Because majority of the time when you ask people, what kept you there? They don't even know. Or they say, well, why you didn't stay? And one of them will say, well, I just got tired of going through this. You know, we don't take vacations. We don't do this. He's not the man he used to be. Maybe he can't be the man he used to be because he don't have the cheerleader he used to have. Have anybody ever thought of that? When you're in a relationship, and of course I said this before too, when you're in a relationship, your wife, your girlfriend, they're supposed to be your number one. Because a man looks for his woman for strength. I ain't talking about kids, we're going to take the kids out of it, but the man looks for his woman as his strength. Because anybody, the whole world can point their finger at you and is like, dude, you're nothing. You'll never make it. This is stupid. That's stupid. Why are you trying to run this company? You're an idiot. You don't have enough money. Blah, blah, this. And your girl is behind you saying, hey, don't listen to them. I got faith in you. I believe in you. Let them say what they want to say. Do you have any idea as a woman how much motivation that is to a man? Because now he's got somebody in his corner. But that's the other way around. They come at you with everything. They sound just like the friends that's telling you no, but they just send it a better way. No, you're supposed to be my girlfriend. You're supposed to be my wife, fiance, but you sound just like them. That's why niggas, well, excuse me for saying that, that's why men give up. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm finna go back out here and start having these X amount of women because there's nobody in my corner anymore. But it's mandatory that you be in her corner. That's why women are so quick to say, wait, you support everybody, but you don't support me. Homegirl, you don't support me at all. Those are the ones you have to leave. You have to walk away from because they'll never understand your struggle. I don't care if that dude is a professional pitching pennies and hit the line every time. You're supposed to be there to encourage him. Come on, baby. You can do it. Pitch another one. Put it on the line. I told you, I believe in you. I love you. That lifts men up, but men don't get that. It's, well, you could have did better. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I'm too busy chasing my dream. To hell with your dream. And that's why guys put their head down and say, you know what? Throw up the peace sign. They walk away. They go get white women. Because a white woman will stay and help you build. Most black women want you already put together. And that's a no-no. We all make mistakes. If you love that man so much, support him. Support him. I don't care if he ain't out there unaliving people or scamming people or doing stupid stuff. Support him because that's all you have. Only person he have is you. And when a man got a woman behind him, I'll say it for the people in the back. If a man have a woman behind him that's pushing him, that's motivating him and elevating his spirit, there's nothing that man won't for that. There's nothing that a man won't do for her. And I'm not even talking about financially. He trusts you with his life. But we don't have that now, do we? So the moral of the story is this. Yes, men can lead women that don't have a job. And the cool thing about it is this. Women say, You can ask any woman, you love the Lord? They'll say, yeah. Well, you love Jesus? Yes, I love Jesus. You know, I follow in his footsteps. Do you know Jesus didn't have nowhere to stay? Jesus didn't have nowhere to stay. He said, a fox got a hole. I don't have anything. He walked. He slept where he could. He slept in the wilderness. Him and the disciples. There's that boy chilling, campfire, go to sleep. But look at the amazement that one man did for the world. Look at it. So if you can follow Jesus, and Jesus is a prime example of what his Father is, you should be able to follow your man. You're not married to Jesus. Jesus didn't have a wife. Jesus didn't have a girlfriend. He came to fulfill the mission. His mission was fulfilled. He left. He left it for us. Now, women, you got to do this. Men, you got to do this. That's why there's a saying, modern women want traditional men. You know, a traditional man is a man that pays bills. Husband and wife now, that pays bills, take care of the family. But women still want to be what they are. It's never going to work until you humble yourself. And if you think for 1 second that this live is to talk down about women, then you're a damn fool. Because somebody will come on here and say, why y'all gotta talk about women? If you haven't noticed, if you look around the world, there's a big mass majority of women that are ruined. Take a look. Go outside, cut the TV on, watch the videos. Look, women are pretty much doing the most dirt ever. I'm not saying men don't do dirt. Men always did dirt. Men been doing dirt ever since they come from dirt. But it can't be one-sided. And people can't go around and say, well, you always have a show about women. I have to have a show about women because women is not going to have a show and talk about women. So I nominate myself to do it because I'm a man and I have to put you in line. You can't put yourself in line. And no, newsflash, not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but that's part of what? Leadership. I don't have to be a husband or a boyfriend to tell the truth. Maybe somebody will hear this, like one lady, I'm gonna say email me. One lady messaged me one day and she said, you know what? What you saying is true. We need more young men like you, till she found out I was 51. She said, oh, you're up in age. I said, yeah. She said, but you're a smart, intelligent young man. I wish we had more men like you because women need to hear this. So if I can just reach one, my job is done. So it's not about what you think, or it's not about what you see on the podcast, or it's not about what you see on the TV show, or it's not about what you see in the freaking movie. It's about doing what's right. If you're a woman, act like one. You out here have women want to be like men. And women are quick to say what? Well, I have to be masculine. You don't have to do nothing but be what God made you to be, a woman. Because being masculine does not look good on a woman. But they're all quick to say that. Well, I have to be masculine for this. No, you stay what you are because you can't be a man. No matter how much you try, your kids still ain't gonna listen to you. That's why God gives you fathers for certain roles and you have mothers for certain roles. You can't be mom and dad. You can't be. Independent mom, shut up. Because you don't hear, and I put this on my page earlier, because you don't have men out here saying, well, I'm a mama and a daddy. I'm an independent. No, men if they got custody of the kids, they just take care of the kids. So you get no brownie points for doing something you're supposed to do anyway. Let's just be honest about it. Nobody's independent, because if you were independent, you wouldn't get up and go to work every day and wait for that man to sign that check and put it into your account. That's not being independent. It means I can do all of it on my own. So somebody's lying. You want to get credit for things that you're supposed to do when you're an adult. Nah, that's crazy. I'm independent. I can pay my own bills. You're supposed to pay your own bills. If you're in your mama's house or your dad's house, you ain't live with nobody, you got your own space, you got to pay the bills, because the white man don't care how independent you are. You miss them payments, he gonna independently cut your lights out or cut your gas off, or you don't pay your car note. Here come the tow truck. So we all need each other. And the best thing in the world is what God made it to be. The best thing in the world is for men and women to get along, get over that hump, sit down and talk to each other, explain to each other, and identify your wrong. Stop trying to throw stuff back on him. If he's talking about you, shut up, sit down and listen. Maybe you'll learn something. Or if she's talking to you, shut up, sit down and listen. Maybe you'll learn something, because this goes both ways. That's with those conversations when you're in a conversation with your wife or your girlfriend and she like, you know what? Yeah, but first of all, what the hell you saying yeah, but for? I'm telling you about yourself. And most women don't want to hear about themselves because in some women's eyes, they don't do wrong. They'll say something like, well, I forgot what I was going to say, but this isn't a stab at women. I think women are the most beautiful creatures God. Let me correct that. Black women, because I only speak for my race. If you want to get mad at that and say, well, you know, God didn't create all of us equal. He puts, according to the Bible, he put somebody ahead of everybody. So I'm only speaking for my people. I think women are the most beautiful creatures God ever made for a man, or just made, period. I think women are smart. I think women are intelligent. I think, and the most of it all, I think women got real good sense of humor, because a lot of women are funny. I think women can do a lot of things. I think women, me personally, I don't think women are dumb. They're very smart. I think they're beautiful, and I think they're trustworthy. So by me saying all that, and that's the truth. How can I hate a woman? My mother's a woman. Well, she was, God rest her soul. I have daughters that's women. The women I had kids by, they're women. You can call any of them up right now. As a matter of fact, one is on here now. I don't hate her at all. But they would tell me, when I'm not talking about them, but some people say, well, it sounds like you hate women. If you're that slow to watch this show and the only thing you get out of it is, well, he hate women, instead of looking and saying, you know what? He have a funny way of saying it, because I'm a man, I'm going to be hard on it. He may say it crazy or he'll crack a joke or two, but he's telling the truth. Then here come the Jezebel spirit. Then here come the rebellious spirit. You got to fight him on everything. I don't know what's going on with this thing, man. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I don't need the music. So let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to the men and women. Although you see me, now I'm speaking for myself, because every time I do a show like this, I'm no better than nobody else. I make mistakes just like the next man do. But although you see me put stuff on my page, that's not how I feel. I do shows. I like to give people reactions. So if you look at my stuff on my page and say, well, see, told you there he go again, then you're a fool. You find a fool, you bump his head. He that's stupid or she that's stupid that know they're stupid almost makes them smart. I don't hate women at all. Don't have it in my bones to hate women. But if you tell a woman the truth, they're going to think you hate them. I don't hate anybody. So I'm out of here, but don't forget, men are still head no matter if he's rich or poor, he have a job or not, because God ordained him to be the head. Unless you can create a body and put a soul in them and breathe breath into their lungs and everybody's breathing and give them give them the tools to cooperate on their own or go use the bathroom when it's time, or your body let you know and this and that, there's nothing you can say. Women need to tighten it up, just like men need to tighten it up. That's all I can say. So, the only thing we can do is work together. I'm not your enemy. You're not my enemy. But we will have different agreements on things. But hey, guess what? That's a part of life. You never get above a guy. You can forget it. Stop thinking it. And this isn't me trying to score a team for the brothers. This is what God made. You don't like it? Don't get married. Don't get into a relationship. Don't get a boy, because there's going to come a point in time where that guy is going to have to take over. Whether you like it or not. That's why our grandparents and their grandparents and our parents, well, not all of them, majority of them, they had good lives because they was there for each other. Because men did stupid things and the women was like, you know what? You still my husband, homie. I'm not talking about going out sleep with somebody. They did stupid things. They had arguments. They did this, they did that, but they always saw was each other. And that's when the Lord started blessing you. So now you got to wonder, if the Lord only blessed you when you try to work it out with each other, and the people that's out there is not working it out, why are they saying the Lord blessing them? They're liars. The Lord blessed me with this, but you didn't have 5, 6 husbands or 5, 6 wives. Lord ain't blessing you. You're doing it on your own. Because you cannot divorce a wife and go marry another one. Because according to him, there's no divorce unless he's cheating or you're cheating, he's cheating. Well, then, okay, I understand that. But that's the only way you can get divorced. Or if he's beating the crap out of you. And you shouldn't marry a man that beat the crap out of you because of law book. I didn't know. Yeah, you knew he bust your head a couple of times, but you still went and married him. So guess what? That's your fault. Dwayne, what's good, brother? That's your fault. So all men aren't bad, just like all women aren't bad. But the good men always get the short end of the stick. Because most women think, hey, I can go out there and find another Bob. No, you're not going to find another Bob, because God made Bob and God made Bill. Bob and Bill are 2 different people. Oh, they're the same man. They probably have the same body parts and whatever. Bill might slap the crap out of you. Bob was going, instead of slap you, he's going to talk to you. And you might not like the way he said, but men are men. Men are not supposed to be, well, you know, this, that, blah, blah, blah. No, you have to be steadfast. No, man. That's what a man is. I'm not saying go cuss her out and push her down the stairs or try to throw a broom at her. No, I'm not saying that. But women only benefits things by saying what? You ain't got to say it like that. Yeah, he got to say it like that, because that's how you talk to your friends. But nobody wants a true man. Every woman wants a good man until they get one. This your boy Pico Black signing off, saying take care of yourself and each other. Thanks for listening, guys. Feel free to share the content. Once again, Unplugged Podcast on YouTube at Pico Black 74. There, you got to type all that in. Sorry. Or probably just Pico Black 74. I never tried it, but I will. But if you want to follow me on YouTube, feel free. This video will go up on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Like I said, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to share the content, and definitely feel free to hit that like button. Please come skating on July for the last. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna be. You know what? As a matter of fact, I can guarantee you, if I'm not working, bro, I'm going to be there, because skating been heavy on my mind, man. I'm like, I'm gonna go Thursday, but I'd be so tired of golf work. I'd be so tired, but I'm gonna be there for that one. I'm definitely. I think I missed. What's this? Is this the ID, the independent role? If it is, did I miss the last? I think I missed the last one they did, but I'm going to be there for that one. I guarantee you, Dwayne. I might not be at all. If this is the ID independent role, I'm going to be at one of them. I might not be all 3 of them. I might do 2, or I might just do 1, but I'm going to be there. But this is your boy Black signing off, saying take care of yourself and each other. Hey, if you like the show, do me a favor. Feel free to inbox me. Say, hey, that was a good show. If you don't like the show, say, hey, that show sucked. Because I'm a grown man and I can take the good with the bad. And I guarantee you, I will not hate anybody. Because we can always agree to disagree. But I'm out of here. Take care of yourself and each other. You just heard another exciting episode of Unplugged. Until next time, and it's good to be back. My God, it feels good to be back. But until next time, I'm out of here, guys. Take care of yourself and each other.